started
need you
early, and I'm
anymore.
like, oh no,
We don't need you anymore. We're
they're
having our own game.
plotting.
Doing our own game. We're plotting.
That's what happens. You don't get on early.
Yeah, snooze, you lose.
Hey, I'm just still terrified about the whole idea that Anshin's playing,
Oh God.
either an ambassador or a prostitute, and can't confirm whether it's a
That did
human,
come up.
mutant,
Yeah.
or robot.
Or a robot.
Yeah, I was
Or-
telling Gary we could probably use another person who's good with words.
I'm happy
based on
to be a talking
Anshin's
person,
previous
or I'm
decision.
happy to be a sneaky person. Whatever you guys need, I'm happy with either one. So whatever you think, we already did Hasidic rabbi, and that's totally fine doing that.
I'm pretty sure David is worried that he's the only vault dweller from this vault.
I'm happy
It's looking like
I'm
it.
happy to be a vault dweller. Do you need a vault dweller?
So if we
So
have
I'm curious, in the game, if you're like a dude, like a person, how do you live for more than 5 minutes outside without dying of radiation? Do you have like pills or a hat or something? How does that work? Do we just hand wave that? Is the radiation gone?
There's
everywhere.
Tinfoil hat and pills.
Or do I just make like a stack of characters in every session?
No, that's a
you know
totally
that
different.
Hasidic rabbi? I'm his brother Shlomo.
that's
Yeah,
paranoia.
That's a totally different game that you make a stack of characters for.
Yeah, that's Dungeon Crawl Classics. I like that.
I mean, technically, if we have a third super mutant, we can pretend to be the 3 ogres from The Hobbit.
That would be fun. Hey, they were just trying
Honestly,
to get by.
If we had a third super mutant, I was gonna say that we could be the Three Stooges.
That's a lot of super mutants.
What's your super mutants class?
I went martial artist.
So there we go. We have a martial artist, we have a commando, and a prostitute. That's perfect.
Wait, a prostitute's super mutant? Did I not? Or is it,
No.
prostitute is a vault dweller.
They're just joking about that.
Ah, okay. I'll be honest. That's beyond my comfort zone.
And remember, you can also have robots that are from the vault.
Yes, there are synth robots. I read about them.
Yep, those are the ones that go from the really crappy synth that you know is a synth from a mile away to the class 5 synth that is Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
See, I like this game because this game has the fun idea of AIs as opposed to the real world where it just takes your job and now you have to work at barista. Much better. Because everybody's like, oh, they'll do universal income for everybody and we'll all not have to work. Like, what fucking world do you live in? They could have done a 30-hour work week back in 1940. They haven't done that. So I'm guessing you're not going to get your UBI. You want drugs? These companies, they have Amazon drivers peeing in bottles. That's not normal. UBI? They'll be first against the wall when the revolution comes.
Hey, I mean, you just described,
Here.
I think, what was it, Fallout 4? If you pick the bad side.
Yeah,
yes, it's Invasion of the Body Snatchers until someone gets shot and they find yours inside.
So we think we need another, so do you guys want a talky vault dweller guy, or do you want a sneaky Shankovich guy? I'm happy.
I don't know. What do we got with David?
Yeah, what's up with David?
Yeah, I was gonna say let's start with David, our
confirmed
vault dweller.
God damn it, David!
I'm so up to here with David and his shenanigans.
Well,
so full of shit, your eyes are brown.
I'm going to keep the party working and functioning. I'm a happy-go-lucky young human from the vault. I keep everything running and fix everything.
Ooh, that's good.
I'm a vault
everything's
mechanic.
breaking down.
My question is, what's going to happen in the vault while you're away?
I don't know. They'll have to figure that out because, I'm tired of the mundane job. Same stuff breaking every week.
Real basic 9 to 5.
Yeah, I was looking for excitement.
Every day he has to walk to Los Angeles and pick up a water chip and walk back, and it's terrible.
Well, this could be one of those, we could do instead of a fighting game, we could do This Old House, but it's This Old Vault. And every episode, escort him safely. And he's like, there's radioactive mold leaking through here. So we're going to put up 3/6 drywall. And then one of you in the background is strangling a ghoul. And he's like, we just don't touch that. Next week, we'll show you how you can turn a radioactive slime pit into a delightful hot tub. and then
Well-
next week we go to a different vault.
What people don't realize is that ghoul corpses make for fantastic insulation.
A lot of people don't realize that, David, and it's great that you brought that up. Let's look at what we've done here. I like that idea. Okay, so I'll come up with some sort of vault dweller, vaguely talky guy, or shooty guy.
James,
Oh,
which
talking.
character can I edit?
The one that has your name in parentheses.
Oh, they have character sheets on there?
Either or
Go to the
of
book
those.
tab at the top right.
Oh, I see it. Well, book.
So
Oh.
you should have access to both of the ones with your names, because on 2 different days, I jumped in there and I'm like, I need to make some characters, and I forgot I put them in a
I
folder.
can do whatever I want to your character sheets.
So whichever one you
You're
pick.
all prostitutes now.
Hey, as long as Anshin did not pick a ghoul prostitute, I think I'd have to exclude that shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to deal with those feelings. So if it's okay, let's not do that.
Actually, I think we should stop and examine those feelings, Gary.
I don't want to.
It has now become a RPG therapy session.
Oh no. Oh no.
Your therapist is a 1 intelligence super mutant martial artist.
Exactly.
With sticks of dynamite.
You take your feelings and you like push them out onto like something you're beating the shit out of.
Right.
And then you feel better, which probably is
And
true, to be honest.
So let's see. Let me
Might beat
scroll
the
up
shit
in
out of
the
children.
old
Exactly.
Skype chat here.
Well, they've got to be up to something. They're so small and sneaky, those
Yeah,
children.
fuck them kids.
Exactly.
You know those tiny hands
something.
were made for stealing.
Exactly. Those tiny hands. They're like people, but tiny, like fake. You know, I don't buy it. I'm just saying, I don't buy it. I think something's going on.
I see Eric's character is named Chug. And that
Yes.
and it's also an acronym. It's an acronym. That's concerning.
This
I
came
like
to me.
one of the possibilities for human is an average human. You're just a guy.
Just a guy being a dude.
And yeah, I already played that in real life, so I'm going to skip that.
Yeah, Chug, because he
There's-
can't actually spell the actual words.
Yeah,
His name.
that's awesome. He should be illiterate, right? Just for fun. That would be awesome. That should be a fun thing.
I mean,
Chug,
that is
comforting,
appropriate.
huge,
for
ugly
Superman.
guy.
There's lots of options here. All the careers. Yeah.
There are a lot of career options,
Oh,
actually.
a lot of
In,
careers.
in the Fallout source book, there are a ridiculous number of careers. It's funny because I think somebody took all the like paths you could take your character and just made a career for each one of them.
Yep, no, prostitutes right here after Politico and before Saboteur.
Yep,
Well,
it's all in alphabetical
It's
order.
important when you're playing in a group to pick a class that means you'll be doing something that like has nothing to do with what the group's doing. There's always a hacker. Remember the hacker? You're just doing your own game for half the time.
Yep. A prostitute will always be doing something. Or
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean,
so that's its own little mini adventure.
But will
now
it be
it's become
productive?
Firefly.
Yeah.
I never
But
said it
will-
would be productive. I mean, something will be produced, but
Yeah.
So are we mostly like going to be wandering around and shooting stuff, or are we
I have
going to
no
do
clue.
stuff in vaults? What's our Jim?
The pretense we voted for was the adventure will be taking place at the exact 0 hour where the vault, which I'm totally going to just pick my birth date this year, going to be 48. So it's Vault 48 because I checked it's an unused vault number. There's quite a few vault numbers that have been unused.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a control vault. So if you know Fallout, the control
those are
vaults
the ones you want to be from, not the fucking vault.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that will not get you screwed over mentally, physically, or chemically.
Yeah.
You know, so the control vaults were the people inside this vault that were your ancestors were good, hardworking, decent folks who paid their monthly
And we're
insurance.
weirdly very sexy too. It's so strange. So
And
hot.
you guys,
Strange how that
your progenitors got in the vault and the door closed, and conveniently, because if you know Fallout, you know the overseers are douchebags. Your overseer was late getting there. So him and his assistant robot were sitting outside the door. So when the vault door is cracked open, yes, there will be your overseer, his Pip-Boy, and his destroyed robot standing next to him. But the adventure will be taking place right as we break the seal. I figured to make life easy, there would be an antagonist that cracked the seal for the vault.
Excellent.
I have like 2 or 3 options I've been toying with which way we wanted to go, depending on how many people were in the hole and how many people are outside the hole. Because all of a sudden, at one point, it became one vault dweller and everybody else were mutants.
No, I will be a vault dweller also.
Yeah, I'm walking out of the vault going, holy shit, who are these big ugly dudes?
And conveniently, the folks outside the vault will be dealing with either the same problem or a slightly different problem. And that's where we'll hit the ground going, where we can have some interesting role-playing for the super muties joining the vault dwellers. Probably involving them saying, hey, I have food in the hole.
Nice. So how do the different species interact? Or like mutants they probably haven't seen any humans, right?
So usually in Fallout, everybody kind of gets along except for the Brotherhood of Steel. They're the coalition, if you know Rifts.
Kind of racist, yeah.
Yeah, they have that hard race overtone, mainly because the leader of the third generation of the Steelborn or douchebags. First were American soldiers who fought scientists against turning people into mutants. Then they fought mutants. Then they go after anything not human because they're douchebags. Ghouls, most ghouls are your feral ghouls, which pretty much are just like zombies. They just want to kill you. They're radioactive people who survive the radiation by basically their body rotting apart. The synths have their own purpose. Early synths were programmed to do something. Basically, it's like the show Human or AI, or there's a couple different shows where they had the synthetic servants that some are super chill, some are just trying to live. Some actually think they're human if they're really screwed up in the head and they can almost pull it off. And some of them serve the Institute, which those guys are science douchebags. Oh yeah, the Brotherhood of Steel, those guys are also douchebags because they think they should be the only ones with high-tech toys because they think no one else can be responsible enough.
Nice.
Then you've got the super mutants, which are created from the Master in Fallout 1, who dipped people in mutagen, the force evolution virus. Unfortunately, if you're a human who's been living on the surface for the last 100 years, you're slightly radioactive, radiation poisoned. So when you get mutated and dipped, you turn into a big, dumb, stupid mutant. If you're a vault dweller who's unradiated and you get dipped, you become super smart and get the muty powers. So the master really did want to crack a fresh vault and get a bunch of fresh people and dip them in his slime to make super smart super mutants, because he found out his super stupid super mutants, not only are they sterile, but they're real stupid. Like box of rocks stupid. Like Intel 1 is average for the mutants. Yes, you can totally trick them. Go for the deception every time. And let's see, that pretty much covers the playable races.
So do you think we'll mostly be fighting stuff or talking to stuff or investigating stuff?
Exactly.
So in Fallout, everything is trying to kill you.
Okay.
Whether it's, put some points in resilience, because that's how you resist radiation and poison. So I would totally put some points in that. The idea is going to be the vault is compromised. The vault doors open up. The guys inside come outside. We're probably going to be looking for a MacGuffin or something, because there's always got to be a MacGuffin. The water circuit from the first one, and then, other things. You could totally be the object. You guys can tell me what MacGuffin you like, and I'll totally use.
Should probably be something for the vault that the vault needs, like a machine part or something maybe that broke?
I mean, that would totally work, especially since they're sending their mechanic. I mean...
Yeah. It could be like fudge, but I don't think we'd be going there.
Water purifying part or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's good. People don't have water.
And especially since something has cracked the integrity of the vault, it totally could be that they destroyed the hard-to-get MacGuffin, and now you guys got to go find one. as well as I figured the first couple jobs would include the find 3 places to set up a communications network so you can communicate with the vault, because unlike the video game where they send the vault dwellers out and they never talk to them until the very end of the game, I want you to communicate with your vault, because that way you guys have a home base as well. Because I was totally going to steal from Mutant Year Zero
Oh yeah, that works great. You'll love that.
The arc rules where you guys are basically building up the community.
Well,
so that
why don't we fold these all in together and say that the MacGuffin is that our communication equipment is down?
Oh, nice.
Well, that's going to be part of the thing, is because you have no communication with the outside, so you're going to have to find 3 vantage points to put up the communications tower. But I'm wanting something else for you guys to need besides that. That's just going to be the keep in touch part.
Well, no, like let's say that our vault wasn't necessarily a control vault. We had a sister vault, which we maintained communications with, and we stopped being able to communicate with them, and we suspect that it's a hardware side.
Ooh,
so we have to go out to the nearest, enclave area and raid their radio and find out that the other vault doesn't exist for some reason.
Yeah, well, you don't have a vault. You've just been basking in the
3
radiation.
or 4 vaults. I make them. I go in the cave.
He has so many
my
vaults.
vault.
He digs a vault every night before he goes to bed.
Yeah, I think, if it's okay with you, since we got one fixie guy, I think I'll go with like older human sharpshooter. So they send me out with this dude to make sure he doesn't get murdered while he does the useful thing.
That would be good. Yeah.
But I'm not going to, like, in a close-up fight, you're just going to beat the shit out of me. So I'll avoid that.
Yeah, I have no melee or no range. I'm pretty much melee at this point.
Perfect. Good plan.
He's going to go up and hammer everything like the Forge Master of Mandalorian.
That's fine.
I'm a very smart.
Oh, yeah, that was a great scene when she was fucking people up with those hammers. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'm a very smart, strong guy.
Dope. Excellent. Sounds like a plan. Do we know where we are in the world?
I'm thinking let's pick Arizona because, the game is set between California and Arizona. But
could we really tell the difference between Arizona Fallout
and post-apocalypse?
Summer? Like, is it a major difference?
Because the javelina have 2 heads.
And the radioactive fallout has actually caused a cooling, so it's actually cooler in Arizona.
I was going to say Northern California or Arizona.
Yeah.
And did we want to pick anywhere particular?
Yeah, like I said, Northern Arizona.
I mean, if you want to have like a pre-built place, Flagstaff is probably not a bad place to be. It wouldn't have been nuked. There's some neat infrastructure up there.
Okay, and you now have the Grander Canyon as a obstacle if we need it.
The Grander Canyon is Chug's vault. Thank you very much.
The grandest canyon, in fact.
By the time he's done with it, it will be.
The worst part is you get to the Grand Canyon, you see that the water flowing through is just green radioactive sludge.
Actually, a glow coming out of the canyon as you come up on it from the water.
They don't call it Grand Canyon, they call it Glow Canyon.
That's a feature, not a bug. Okay.
Nice.
That water, good to drink.
Don't need to be good at seeing in the dark if everything glows.
Yeah.
No filtered water, take good flavor out. So, David, your guy is good in what skills, by the way?
All right. So my guy is good in smarts. He's got a 4 intelligence. So his mechanics is his biggest thing. He is that is his life, what he lives for, what he prides himself on, his ability to fix and repair things. So I got 2 yellow, 2 green, plus a I put that in wrong. Plus a success on all of his rolls because his merit I don't know if anybody else caught that, but on top of motivations are merits. He's gifted, and so I get a success to all mechanic checks.
Nice.
So that is by far my top skill. Resilience is okay. A yellow and 2 green. Brawls, a yellow 2 green. Kind of negotiation. I got a yellow and a green in negotiation. Got to trade for parts sometimes and stuff. And knowledge intelligence is yellow and 3 green. And a lot of 4s in intelligence stuff.
Nice.
4 greens, but
brain.
No medicine. I'm a smart, good-looking mechanic.
To which you totally just want to rip off someone's limb and replace it with a mechanical version.
Wow.
Because there's so much
I can help you with that first part.
Nice.
I mean, he likes his body parts. They're nice and fit.
They're au naturel.
It's like he's muscular, stocky, young guy. He's only 5'10", not huge. Dirty blonde hair, hazel eyes, 22 years old. Yeah. Naive to the world.
Naive to the world. Always clicks flirt whenever he gets the option.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he's no good at it, so.
That's when it's even funnier.
I mean, I can negotiate it, maybe the relationship.
No.
That's what all the girls want at a bar is a negotiation.
We've established
hot and heavy negotiation.
Well, that we've
We're
established.
just negotiating a price.
Yeah, now we're just haggling over the price.
Look, baby, I'll give you this wonderful wire and chip necklace that I made. Just give me 10 minutes if I can hold out that long.
Won't take but a minute of your time.
I even put a shiny piece of solder on it just for
right?
you. Okay, so since I see a mostly done character, what about Muscles?
Oh yeah, Muscles is my character. Yeah. So Muscles is his last name. That's what he likes to go by. First name is Mo. M-O-E. Mo Muscles. Muscles is a traveling super mutant martial arts adept, mud belt rank, So he's pretty good. On a sojourn through the mountains south of New Vegas, he seeks to temper his body and hone his mind in the frigid peaks to unlock the power of dynamite within himself. He started his journey with 26 sticks of dynamite, and he currently has 4. He's eaten the rest to awaken that power within, Got it in you. His time as a martial artist started 12 days ago when he had
Did you write this?
Yes, I did. When he had a self-help book read to him by another super mutant that could actually read. The book was also written by another super mutant. And that one had never seen a martial artist. He's never dedicated himself so fully to any pursuit and is beginning to explore an inner world he never noticed before. Parentheses, he can feel the chewed up dynamite moving through his guts. End parentheses. It's important to note that the word parentheses and end parentheses are written out. They're not actual parentheses.
The best part, his Sifu was probably mentored in martial arts by a rad rat that was doing karate, or that's what he calls it.
It was really just hitting things with my fist really hard.
So you're basically a brawler. Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking at 4 brawn, 3 agility, 1 intellect, 2 cunning, 3 willpower, 1 presence. Very strong, pretty agile, pretty disciplined. Full of dynamite. Just intestines chock full, end-to-end dynamite. That stuff does not move through you quick.
Dynamite chi power. All right.
So he's real good at athletics and coordination and brawl. He can hit things a lot.
Good.
Yeah. For his merit and the opposite of a merit, the merit is he's very charming. He's likable. He's super likable. So he has an advantage added to all of his charm and negotiation checks.
Nice.
However, he's very off-putting because he's a giant super mutant. So it adds a failure to every single social skill check. Any
I
type.
sense lots of
All
nitroglycerin farts.
Yeah.
My farts can cure a heart attack. They can also give them.
Wrong glycerin.
Yeah, I'm walking around with a leather armor with a bunch of asbestos stuffed in alongside it.
Oh, nice.
Just I went through some old houses and just yanked it out and stuffed it under my shirt, basically. Lots of asbestos rubbing up against my skin.
You're doing as best as you can.
I have 2 weapons: shot gloves for punching things,
Yep.
and 4 sticks of dynamite.
Yeah, that's the only weapon I have is shot gloves.
Aren't those
I have
for eating, the dynamite?
I mean, you could
Is
always
that
throw your
dinner
food at
or
someone.
is that a weapon?
Yes.
Does he even know how to light them?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
okay.
wait till
rub
he's
it-
learned rub it on the shock glove.
Actually, no, it's rub it on the asbestos, the rock wool. That friction will light it. I'm a walking match strip.
Yeah, I do have armored clothing and a vault suit as far as gear and a toolkit.
Look at you using the vault suit to keep from dying of radiation.
Damn straight.
Like a good vault boy should. And what about Chug?
Shug.
Makes me think of Chud.
Chug has been traveling northern Arizona as a pugilist for the local traveling circus, which consists of him and 2 of his favorite cacti. Chug is a bad businessman, but he's a good puncher. And people let him go through their towns because they don't want to tell him no.
I like how both our super mutants have good willpower.
Right?
They default to 3.
They're stubborn by nature. So it does look like you're still spending your skills there, as I'm peeking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
But did you decide which ones you're going to focus on besides it sounds like brawl and melee?
I actually had vague recollections that there was a throw skill, but I guess I was incorrect. But yeah, probably brawl and melee, or one over the other.
For that, you could just use ranged. Usually it's range light for thrown weapons.
Yeah. Range light.
Yep. That's what the dynamite's using.
Yep. So you really ought to be Mongo, talking about rolling through the towns and nobody wanting to stop you or anything.
Candy Grant from Mongo. Candy Ringer from Mongo.
From Blazing Saddles. So they just
Yep.
riding an ox even. So,
So now that you've heard what we're doing, Gary, you got an idea what you're gonna make?
Yeah, I've got human, and I'm thinking I might go actually with gunslinger because they have more talky skills in addition to shooty skills. So I'm going to do that.
So you can talk some shit while you shoot them.
Exactly. I think I'm going to make him like, in contrast to the younger person, I'm going to be like an older guy who's like, yeah, these, yeah,
so Clint Eastwood.
But like, these kids nowadays with their fancy rad suits. In my day, you just got radiation, you died, you didn't complain about it.
Are you starting with an average human or a nimble human?
I think I'm going to go with maybe I can't decide. What would be good, nimble or dead?
Nimble gives you that because agility is going to be your gunslinging
skill. Got it. Thank you. I am nimble.
And then
I'm old but spry.
Yeah, if you're gonna go, you got to look at what your talkie skills are going to be with gunslinger and probably bump, whichever the presence or will, probably presence, but.
Yeah.
And of course, with the starting experience, the best thing to put points in is your characteristics, getting those bumped up.
Yeah,
because you don't get to do anything with them later except for dedication. So,
nice.
Dice pool is everything.
Okay, I'll work on that. I'll have the generator generate me an awesome name.
Yeah,
that's always a good thing.
We have all the crazy names for the mutants. So I'm gonna go with that.
Because talents will come later, easy enough, but dice pool doesn't. I had to play around with a name generator to come up with something.
Okay, I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna make him. I don't know. We're in Arizona, so could be an Arizona-ish person. Nice. So I was very excited. I heard I was playing Genesys. So I went out and got the dice, but I realized we're playing online. We're using an online Zoom. I got the dice anyway, and they're very pretty, so I'm keeping them. Fuck you.
Oh, they're cool.
Hey, and we trust you. So if you want to roll in game, you can.
Well, I might just use the thing and still roll the die because they're fun.
The one nice thing with the Roll20 one is it does
do
just
the math,
so you get the end results.
Yeah,
and when you make your character, remember for Fallout, it does have the special career skills, so that way you get to pick the other 4 skills instead of the usual game would give you here are your 8 career skills, and you get 4 points to put in, those.
Oh, okay. So I get 4 skills from the career, and then I get to pick 4 others as career skills?
Yeah, with some slight limitations, but they're not.
I posted it in the Roll20 chat. If you click the little cartoon chat bubbles, you'll see the additional 4 career skills. It's got a little weird caveat. At least 1 social or combat skill, no more than 3 combat social skills can be selected. Magic skills are not part of Fallout, and no more than 2 additional general skills can be selected. So basically, it wants to give you just a nice variety, which totally makes sense because now that this is the apocalypse, people don't get that great cookie cutter trade school breakdown.
You got what you got.
Yeah, basically you get at least one general skill and at least 1 combat or social skill, and then go ham with whatever else.
Okay. Yep. But I end up with 8 skills, though. I have to have 8 skills, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you get to choose.
Skills.
You get to choose
career
those.
Skills.
Yeah, and you get to choose 4 of those and get a rank in each of them.
And career skills basically are cheaper for you to level up as you play because it's only 5 experience.
Okay, so I have a total of 8 career skills. 4 of them I get a free ranking. Is that correct?
Yes.
Exactly.
Understood. I probably want to buy an extra resilience so I don't drop dead instantly.
Yep.
Yeah, might help.
And the nice thing is you can put points in non-career skills. It's just like in Scion. It's more expensive if it's not a career skill.
Yeah, which makes sense. I'm okay with that. Nice.
And
so starting out, you probably want to spend your experience points on bumping characteristics instead of skills and talents.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they're better buy.
Well, this is just the only time that you're able to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So probably a lot of my fighting knowledge living in the vault is sort of theoretical, and now I'm going to go out and shoot things. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
And you start with 100 experience. It would cost 40 and then 50 to bring your agility to 4 and then 5.
Mm-hmm.
You could have 5 agility and 10 experience left over.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go quite that route, but he wants, because he's got Taki, so.
Might save one.
So
Anyway, you guys are hyper
you might go
violent, so I only need to be mildly violent.
You might go 4 and 3.
Like if we encounter a problem that 3 super mutants can't handle, I don't think I'm going to be the deciding factor.
You're the one carrying a gun.
But that guy with a pistol, oh man, he took us over the top.
Yeah, but if you can talk him down before shooting, that's not bad either. But because I'm not going to do well at it.
Nice.
Yeah, some charisma's not bad.
So I'll play around with it. I got some ideas, but the main thing is make sure you focus on your attributes first. Got it.
Cunning's not terrible. Brawn means that you can take more damage, and it also just boosts your resilience. So
I feel you can take more damage for me.
yeah, but sometimes people are shooting and they don't shoot me.
Oh yeah. Kind of hard to hit though. Aren't you guys like 7 feet tall or something?
Yeah, or taller. We're silhouette too.
So they're just horribly bad shots then.
Yeah.
8 feet tall while slouching.
Nice.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse than, something being just out of reach of the super mutants, and they're like, you need to shoot it down.
I can't get it with my dynamite. My 3 remaining sticks.
Yeah,
he throws a stick up in the air and it comes right back down.
I've thrown all my sticks of dynamite, but I just light them and throw them. I don't cook them off.
Isn't dynamite sort of unstable? Doesn't it like sweat and stuff when you leave it around? I think it does.
In real life, yeah.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
It's
if you ever go into a hole in the ground, don't play with it if you find some there.
The super mutant digestive system is an impressive stabilizer.
Yeah, in fact, it was an act of genius is what led me to eat all 26 sticks of dynamite. Because now I can just make my own sticks every time I stop to go to the bathroom.
So those of us in the vault, do we know anything about the real world, or is it just a complete shock as soon as
you guys are gonna have complete culture shock when you open the door from these 2060s that felt like the actual 50s, because in the Fallout world, all the people that went in at this whole 60s-ish, 50s-ish feel of what the world was like, because they were trying to recover the past crap. And all of a sudden, you open it up, and maybe your character watched way too many Western videos, because, of course, there was only like 49 Westerns for you to watch in there. And
I've watched every one. God damn it.
I mean, think about it. You grew up in an enclosed ecosystem with no new things.
That's all I know.
Yes. You watch them over and over and over.
He's watched every season of Paladin.
Exactly, doing fun circus stuff and eating explosives and things.
Yeah, so big green giant people will be quite odd.
Nice.
There will be some fun culture shock.
Yeah, we will not expect that that's what's happened to people that have been exposed to the radiation.
On the plus side, first session, they will be fighting whatever you're fighting, so there'll be a moment of camaraderie of my enemy's enemy.
Look at that. Nice.
As long as they're fighting what we're fighting and not fighting us, I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Because, yeah, if you guys are that tall shit, I'm 5'10". You guys are holy shit.
And everyone's going to love the mechanic in the group, because quite a bit of the cool crafting stuff is all mechanics based.
Nice. It's locked behind the mechanics.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you have to get mechanics and force them into special shapes so that they make things for you.
Mm-hmm. It's like balloon animals.
Yeah, we're going to end up with like cricks in our neck looking up at you guys, constantly trying to talk to you.
Well, that's fine, because you keep talking down to us.
Oh.
But
You wouldn't even identify that I was like intelligently insulting you and talking down to you.
Nice.
You ain't smart enough to identify that.
Nope.
All right, let me make sure I got my. Yes,
I got my-
working.
I got my 500 XP and my 100. How much money do we start with?
500 bottle caps.
Nice. Nice.
And just to let you guys know, one antagonist I totally stole from Wasteland 1, which is like the in between Fallout 1 and 2 precursor made by the same guy, is going to be the Cochise AI.
I don't even know. Oh, I like it. I don't know what it is.
Basically, there's an AI down in Cochise County, which happens to have, Sierra Vista and a big military contractor group, and it's an angry AI. So yes, there'll be synths that have nothing to do with the Institute out there. So if you want to go jack up the AI and keep, from having to deal with it later, that can totally be an option in game. But I'm just totally telling you out of character, there's an evil AI out there.
Nice.
Somewhere in Cochise County. The exact opposite end of Arizona that you're on.
Right.
And Fallout timeline-wise, I'm thinking just split the difference between Fallout 1 and 2. So technically, off to the west is a little bit of civilization. Up to the north in Vegas, there's lights and power, and Vegas is still happening. So there are things, and then far to the east is those, Roman Legionnaire assholes.
Yeah. Not that we know any of this, but
not that they'll be there for a couple decades, but they're out there.
Once we get to playing with some of the machines and systems, we might hear about some of this. But yeah, at this point, shit, we don't think there's anything left out there alive.
Yep.
And Gary, you start with 500 bottle caps, but you can spend 10 experience to get an additional 500 if it would make the
That's
difference
a lot.
in terms of getting the weapons and armor and equipment that you're wanting.
Yeah.
A chunk of experience, but you tend to get 10 to 15 per session anyway.
Yeah.
So.
We'll probably find stuff walking around too.
Yeah. There's all kinds of trash.
And grateful wasteland dwellers, as I've seen in cowboy movies, because that's what I know.
Right.
Yes, I'm gonna make you guys all go out there with basic just hand weapons and have to fight a sentry bot.
God.
How do we fight it? We run away. Wait a minute, we've got 2 mutants with us. They can eat some bullets for us.
I mean, that's my only weapon is sap gloves.
Until you craft something.
What's your brawn?
3.
Yeah, and okay.
So it's okay. It's better than average. Average is 2. So I'm above average, but
I'm pretty sure Eric and I are both at 4.
Yeah.
Radiation suits are very expensive.
Eric hasn't spoken in a while. I think he probably muted again.
The
yeah. I'm just looking through that stuff.
The vault suit, I believe, protects you, and is cheaper.
Vault suit. What is it? Is it vault? There's something called vault tech. Yes.
Yeah, the vault suit is basically a blue and yellow jumpsuit that's made to protect you from radiation that you can also wear under armor.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So it is
there's one called armored vault jumpsuit. Is that it?
That's
there's
the
a regular
fancier
vault
version.
It's not armor. It's under something else.
Oh, that's what I
Yeah, I think it's under the tool section. But every good vault dweller should start with one of those.
Right, with our number on it.
The best, clearly.
I mean, let's put it
47, they were trash people. They were dumpster fire.
Our mechanic with just like 10 scrap and an easy mechanics roll can make sledgehammers for everybody.
Nice.
Right?
It's a 1 purple mechanics check to make a blunt sledgehammer-like weapon.
Nice.
I mean, it's only 4 hours if you want to make them knuckles, but it's a little difficult to do that because you got to put finger holes.
But like right now, I mean, I'm like, I'll be fine with my sap gloves. There can't be much out there to worry about. It's a barren world.
And you never know, the vault might give you something to defend yourself with. Like
Yeah, that would be
every
nice.
good intro, there might be a, here, take this, stranger, take this sword. The world is dangerous out there. And conveniently, our mutants on the outside will be carrying an extra piece of gear because, you know, you can't really live naked out there like that, even though the mutants try. As you see the mutant hold up a broken windshield from a car like a reflector and said, "Me learn to sunbathe."
That's a wonderful shade of green, dark green that you have there going.
Me am told extra radiation.
Nice.
Let's see. So much crap.
I mean, believe it or not, you can build a missile in 4 hours, apparently.
It's like they listed like every little piece of garbage.
Yep, everything from the game they put in this source book.
Is this a game where we track food, or is that just like we don't worry about it? How's that work?
I mean, in fact, there's really cool crafting rules for crafting special food. So yes, creatures will be dropping, you know, body parts.
Yes, because gotta have some of the wonderful cuisine. He's not critical on it, but yeah, I like that they did the books too. That's kind of cool, and the bobbleheads and stuff.
Yeah,
that's
you can get tokens
awesome.
that give bonuses.
Yeah,
it's not just crafting the crazy weapons. He put a lot of work into that 400-page source book.
Yeah, he did. It was very detailed.
And so many chems.
Yeah, well, no, I mean it's got all that stuff, all the trash, all the, I mean, chems, the books. I mean, holy cow! I was like, really?
So do I buy ammo, or do I just like not have ammo when I roll badly? You do a threat.
Well, you ran out a long time ago, and you've just been dry firing practicing.
But I'm so dope looking. What the fuck? People feel so bad for me. They're just like, I'm just gonna lie here.
You've got one battery-powered laser snap cap round that lets you shoot that one round and see the dot on the wall where it would have been a real bullet.
That's pretty dope.
Hey, snap caps are fun until you put a live round in the magazine.
Yeah. So ammo in the game, basically, you whatever the weapon. Well, some of the weapons, it depends on what you're getting, I guess. If it's an energy weapon, it basically fires, and you don't have to worry about anything unless you get bad rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Typically even the bullets and that you have them unless you make unless it specifically says unless it says like limited ammo or whatever, but
usually, you know, it's you can buy more ammo, so that way you can tell me to shut up when I say 3 threat were rolled, you ran out of ammo.
Got it.
And then you say, okay, otherwise I'm stopping to reload.
Otherwise it's the magic movie guns.
And I will totally be, as you can see in the rolls I just made, I have made some of the random tables, like the random oddities, a doctor's bag, or random ammunition. You found some shotgun shells.
Nice. All right,
Hey, I can get a BB gun. Notice that.
Yeah.
Pew!
Pew pew.
And I mean, an extensive list of freaking weapons and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot here. I like it. Good to go. Okay, I got a week right before we get together, so I have time to do my character. It'll take me a little longer than you Genesys experts.
Yeah.
You guys with your fancy character sheets.
Yeah, the sheet works really well. I am surprised it doesn't have the whatever the hell it was that Anshin was looking for. With all the weapons in here, I'm really kind of surprised.
Oh, the burner?
Yeah. Or the trash
junk
thrower.
thing.
Yeah.
Trash jet or whatever, junk jet.
Yeah.
With everything in here, I just really amazed that isn't there.
I just think it's very funny that you can buy a BB gun.
Delightful.
You'll shoot your eye out.
Oh, you could put it exactly. That's what they always told you as a kid. It's the most dangerous eye-based weapon ever.
Right?
You should get one. They're super cheap. See if you can shoot out our enemy's eyes.
I mean, a 9mm or a 357. I mean, 100, 110. That's not terrible.
No, there's a lot of nice pistols. I'm not worried about that.
Oh,
And
look, there's 85 for a Western revolver.
I know. I think that's the best gun ever.
I mean, it would fit the character.
I'm thinking about that. It's not a bad weapon. And it looks cool.
Other than limited 6, so you have to basically reload it.
Yeah, if I can't get it done in the first 6, exactly. Can't get it done in the first 6.
Because I would imagine from the vault, you're not going to have like a pipe gun or something. You're going to have a.
Nope. No, I know my poppy gave it to me, and his poppy gave it to him.
All these.
Yeah, we were
all this makeshift weapon stuff. Like, what the hell? We won't be dealing with that until we're out there going, what the hell?
Who needed this horrible piece of garbage?
Like, well, we need something. Let me go ahead and rig something together here.
It's like, come on, I can make a zip gun out of nobody's business while taking a nap.
Right?
Zip gun. Nice. Cool, yeah. Anything else we need to address, Jim?
Let's check the session 0 notes here.
Did you find the vault suit? I'm still trying to look for it again.
It's in outfits down below armor. It adds a blue to resilience checks against radiation.
I'm going to get one of those because I don't want to die from the radiation in the first episode.
That is a good option.
You could also just buy some anti-radiation drugs.
Are those better or tastier?
I mean, you have to take them to benefit from them, but they definitely seem to work a lot better.
Yeah, the vault suit, you don't have to worry about anything. So, did you see the price on it?
No, I'm gonna look.
I didn't notice it. No.
Oh, well, I figured since Joseph was supposedly right there, knowing where it was.
No, I closed it a while ago.
It's one draw resilience sets. Oh, I found the armored one first.
It's below the armor, which is way down below all the billion weapons, and
I'll find it. I got it.
Yeah, but it's not really expensive. I'm thinking like 25.
Yeah, and the Radex drug is $20 a dose.
Yeah, so you don't want that.
And Radaway is $80, but it'll reduce your radiation level by 3, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Stick to the waters that don't glow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's $20 for a Vault jumpsuit.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
And maybe a couple extra doses just in case I get fully irradiated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you got the money for it.
I like candy.
Money was spent on, I think, my biggest purchase. I don't think it was as expensive as like Star Wars, but the whatchamacallit, toolkit, I think was a chunk, but I don't think it was quite as expensive. So that's why I got like utility belt, toolkit, a vault suit, armored clothing was probably my other big purchase, and then the gloves. That's like all I got.
In case you need to strangle a bitch with your hands.
So.
Was that from that movie? There's nothing wrong with you. I was from a comic book. There's nothing wrong with you, Joker. I can't fix with my hands. That's a great scene. Love that.
I gotta find.
Yeah, I do like the idea. I like one of you suggested this, and I like this idea. I like the idea that like all my knowledge of gunfighting and cowboy stuff is from movies. That's all.
Yeah.
I know.
But again, it's like 20 of them that you watched like
but I know
a billion times each, and you quote them constantly.
I'm gonna write that down. Actually, I'm gonna get a bunch of quotes that my guy's gonna say as if there is.
Yes. It's like you quote all of that shit. It's like, dude, I've heard that like 10 times now. Like, really?
You ready to make a deal? We deal in lead, mister.
during the first fight, he's gonna be like,
Just said that.
"There's a snake in my boot."
Oh, that Woody. What a character.
So for the big old copy paste I just put in the Skype chat, that's going to be for the Vault minigame. And since there's 4 of you, I will conveniently let you all spend the 20 points now if you want. For the Vault itself, each category's got 5 points put into it already. And you guys can spend 5 points each, putting them whatever you want. Just let me know so I can put it on the master sheet. And it's got below the explanation of so like for warfare of 0 to 9 means apart from some simple barricades, the Vault is totally defenseless against the enemy. So if nobody puts 5 points into that, the place is completely open, which this
We probably should put 5 points into most of these, right? We probably need a food supply.
I mean, there's 4 categories. There's 20 points for y'all to spend. I figured give you each 5 points.
Probably save on technology.
And each time you guys do projects will improve the vaults. You guys will be the unofficial underseers, the committee that took the overseer's job since he died and didn't make it in the place to make it horrible. Mm-hmm. So that way you can vote on what projects are being worked on at the vault while you're gone. Also, henceforth, why the communication network's smart. And thankfully, the Vault will be so enamored by our 2 mutants, they will totally accept them as actual human beings that are 7 foot tall and have arms the size of your head. And oh my god, how much are they eating?
They're such big boys. Yeah, no, well, they can eat anything, though. One of them was eating dynamite. I swear I saw it. Worried about that. I think they'll be able to find things to eat. Quotes.
Find.
Well, they'll have a better time at eating crap and stuff than we will, so.
Yep.
Frankly, I think we should put 10 points into culture and 10 points into technology.
Well, I was definitely going to say I want some points in technology, so.
Yeah, we're going to put points in technology. We all agree on that.
Because, there's not really much of a point in putting points in until you hit 10. Because 0 to 9 is exactly the same.
And you're already at 5, so each of the categories has 5 points in it currently.
Oh, so if we put 5, it takes.
And we have 20 points. Okay.
Yeah. So what do we have to do? We have to do food, right? Or
and think about it. As a vault, what business can you offer would be culture and technology,
Yeah. So let's go tech, because we have a tech guy.
Yep.
Yeah, if we put.
I consumed all of the culture of the vault, which was the 20 Western videos. So that was it. There's nothing left.
Yeah. Right.
I'm the most cultured man in the vault.
If we put 5 points into the food supply, that gets us to 10.
We're not going to drop dead today.
Yeah, I mean, I have food. I'm a super mutant. Yeah, I've got 10 ant eggs.
Okay, so you're putting 10 into food? Or 5 into food?
Yeah, 5 into food brings it up to 10.
A solid 10, yep.
My 5 into tech.
5 into tech. Tech can be our thing.
I'm honestly predisposed to doing 15 into tech and bringing it up to a full 20.
Do we need anything for defense? Because we don't want to leave and have nothing left when we get back.
I mean,
and it has some basic. Is too, you can give them projects. Like, you can tell them to build up fortifications to help work on defense while you're gone.
Yeah, and that's the first thing that we should do.
Yeah, I guess we'll have a little grace period, right? Because the vault just opened, so no one knows it's open yet.
Yep.
Yeah, and we'll kill off whatever's outside.
Yeah. And we don't know that there's a threat out there, so why would we?
It's probably great. Yeah, except for cattle rustlers, there's nothing bad out there. I've seen all the movies.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, as someone who's played through Fallout 1 way back in the day, there is a quest line where your vault is dying of dehydration. They will die in 400 days if you don't get the vault water. That's the whole mission that sends you out. There's a group called the Water Merchants who sell water, and you can totally tell them, hey, here's the directions to my vault. Bring them water. It buys you 100 extra days, so you go from 400 days to 500 days. Unfortunately, the water merchants sell out your location to someone else. So that's how twisted Fallout is, just to give you an idea.
That's messed up.
Yeah, and so you spend the whole game looking for water chits, and then in Fallout 2, insultingly, water chits are everywhere. They're everywhere.
You find
they're
a vault where
junkless.
there's
They're
a box
worthless.
of them. And they even comment that this place must have been sent some of their vault's chips. And it's like, you bastards.
It's just insulting.
But yes,
Yeah,
it's
I would-
definitely a...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like food, culture, and tech are the three, I think.
So we
Because
got
being able to
5
read and write
points
would be
spent
nice.
for food.
I
We've got
I
5 points spent for tech.
I'm I I think maybe go to 10 on culture and 20 on tech, and
That's
then
fine.
we can start with a project to get food and then a project to do defenses.
That's fine.
That sounds good. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Because then
Okay.
then we have the culture and the tech. The tech's
Yeah.
important because then they can build a distillery.
Yeah.
Tech is very important. So, okay, so we're spending 15 points on tech to get you up to a solid 20. That means, they have most likely built a really nice workshop, which we know they have, and they can, and if needed, they could build new roads and create more advanced machines, such as a printing press. And the other points go into culture, which means most of the people in your vault can read and write some form of cultural expression, like a place of worship, for example, or whatever you guys pick.
Mhm.
Please don't tell me you're the Mechanicus.
So or simple staged plays or exhibitions of scraps.
It's all
and
Western.
Artifacts makes this, so it's a Western frickin' vault.
all
That was
Westerns.
all we had was Western movies to
That's
watch.
what
And
you got.
everyone reenacts.
That's what you got, baby. You work with what
All
you
the
got.
Everyone wears vault suits with those little bowler ties.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's the state tie of Arizona.
Is that anybody else?
And fringe across the back shoulders, it's leading.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is with that food being only 5, whatever's attacking the vault better be something edible.
If it wasn't before, it is now.
Yeah.
I'm a super mutant. Anything's edible to me.
If it's got triple helix chromosomes, it's not human, right?
No, so you need it.
Well, and that would be why we're coming out, is because we're running low on food and water, so we're needing to get stuff to improve that.
And the low warfare is because, well, you don't have a need to defend yourself. You've been in a safe bunker. What the hell? Who needs to defend yourself?
We were the control bunker. Everything was great.
Yeah. I would be lying if I said I didn't think about taking the cannibal talent so that I could heal wounds by eating people.
They're not going to eat themselves, that's what I have to say.
They're not going to eat themselves.
I mean,
what else are you going to do with a dead body?
Otherwise, right?
Yeah. What are you going to do? Sit there and rot? That's wasteful.
I mean, this is how you keep things from attracting, predators and pests, right?
Exactly.
Waste not, want not. and yes, Gary, there's a ridiculous number of talents in this book.
Yeah, I
as
saw
well
that.
as the other 2 books.
It's insane. Yeah. Well, I'm probably not going to be buying a lot of talents at the beginning. They're more of a.
That's what you do as you get experience. Don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't
There's no rush to get into talents right off the bat.
Yeah.
I had none because everything went into.
But you like how you feel about you, and that's what really counts.
Yeah.
I got talents at the beginning, but they're 2 tier 1s, so they were cheap. Cost a total of 10 XP.
Nice.
Why not?
Getting my stats to a 4 and a 3, and the rest 2s, and then I think that left me a couple points to. I put into like my mechanic skill to get that up another level instead of just 1. And I think one other one or something. So, talents will come.
Nice.
Yep. And when it comes to rolling the stats and stuff, it's super easy. You just pick what skill you're going to use. And I set the difficulty on my side, which makes it easier. So I put the bad dice in. And then when you roll the good and the bad dice, and then you get the results.
Sounds good.
So before you go getting click happy, you want to go, are we good, Jim?
It does take me a few moments to click those clickety clacks.
Because somebody that we game with and somebody lives with is like, oh, I'm going to do this. Okay, click. Like,
No, you gotta wait for the difficulty.
anything up.
And of course, when it comes to story points, it's basically those are bennies because I know you know bennies.
Yeah, they're
Bennies that
you
you can
flip them back and forth, right?
that you can use to increase your skills. It turns your green characteristics dice into a yellow skilled dice, which is the only dice that has a triumph, which is that cool sun symbol on the dice roll that Waylon just did.
Mhm.
As a triumph happens, basically you get some narrative control. I'll share a cheat sheet or see if I can just, feel adventurous and write up my own one for Fallout. Because, we probably need one for Fallout.
Right.
And successes are the stars. More successes mean you did it more effectively. So, like in combat, each star is an extra point of damage. If it's a skill, you did it faster. And then the little Star Trek symbols, those are advantages. And for those, you can turn them in for extra things. Like 3 of them is something amazingly cool. Usually, I let everybody decide how they want to spend them. If they are blanking at the moment and they want a suggestion, I will always offer a suggestion. But it's usually one of those, if I'm giving you this really cool suggestion, you give me permission to say, surprise me. So that way I can just get all descriptive and shit.
Yeah. Also, if you don't know what a certain result can be used for, when you roll it, in the chat with the box with the result, it'll have the spending suggestions.
Yeah, I have the prompt turned on, so it gives you suggestions too.
So you can see for that stealth roll I just did.
The extra successes is assist an allied character infiltrating at the same time. So what that would mean, while he's stealthing, he grabbed you, dragged you along. So you don't have to roll. It's an automatic. I succeeded so well, I picked up somebody and dragged them with me.
Yeah, he threw you on his back and has you hanging off his back, so you're stealthed with him.
Nice.
It's well known that these giant 8-foot tall, while slouched super mutants are incredibly stealthy.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than a stealthy mutant.
But like on the roll that I made, you can see that the dice automatically calculates out what's left between the
what cancels everything out
and tells you what your final result is, which is nice.
Nice.
And when you look at the top of your character sheet, you see you've got the same dice pool that I do on mine, where you can add extra dice. So if you need to add like a blue dice, that's the boost dice. That's the one on the very far left. If you need to add, a black die, I'll usually take care of all the negative dice. You just worry about the positive ones. And if you have a skill or feat that gives you a boost dice, in your character sheet on the modifier sections where you can put it in there to always add something, and if need be, I'll walk you through if you get something that has that.
Talents will usually add something like that.
Use player story point. I just pulled up a character sheet, make sure I'm quoted correctly, because I'm so used to looking at mine. The use story point is where you're going to use one of those story points, and you can always use it to make a declaration, to improve a skill that you're doing or one of your friends are doing. By the way, you can totally click for other people. If they're too shy to spend the point and you don't want them to suck, you can flip the point, because eventually it will come back to you. Like Benny.
So you have to spend those before the roll, right, though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to spend it before anything is rolled.
It's also important to note that if Jim spends one, we can't spend one on that roll.
So
and vice versa.
I was gonna ask that one, because that's one that we've pretty much house ruled, is that only one flip of the story point at a time.
Because it can be silly, right? Because then you just go, because you're handing this.
Then you could just go back and forth.
Yeah, it basically just makes something interesting happen if both the GM and the players flip it, because now you have introduced the act of a natural 1 happening and the act of a natural 20 happening, because the triumph result is only on the yellow dice, and the despair, which is the exact opposite, is only on the red dice, which is an upgraded purple. So greens and purples are the same dice, just success or failure, advantage or threat. The red dice is the equivalent to a yellow dice. So more often than not, the dice mechanic says you're more likely to get advantage and not success. So that way it's not just yes or no, it's yes, no, maybe something good.
Got it.
You guys keep flipping dice. I'm going to throw some purples in there for you. You know what?
Yeah,
Some
the fun
purples
part
and
is
a
the
red.
triumph and the despair do not cancel, so you can have a really great outcome, but still
Yeah.
have something else really bad happen.
Disastrous happen at the same time.
Yeah, everything else cancels with something, but triumph and despair do not cancel each other.
Yep, they both happen, which makes things so interesting.
And
Yeah, I
then for
don't.
character creation, don't forget flaws and merits, which is a thing
Yes.
that's in this book.
Yeah, in this
Well, you,
setting, specifically,
well,
the
you,
flaws and merits add flavor.
yeah. Well, it's kind of cool. The merit actually gives you some kind of little boost or something. So
And
Yeah,
the flaw
that's
gives you
that.
some kind of malice.
Right. And then you can still
We
fill
got
out.
motivations,
Yeah,
163.
and then you can fill out the other 3 from the base core book for flavor.
Yeah, on your character sheet, you're going to have the 4 motivations: your strength, your weakness, something and
Desire,
something else. Yeah.
fear, strength, and then flaw. But you're going to use the Fallout flaw, and then under other on the main character sheets where I put my merit.
Mhm.
And one thing that a lot of time my players don't do, but you could probably be super sneaky and make happen, is if you're embracing one of your 4 motivations, you could always throw it out there saying, since I'm doing XYZ for my W something something, can I get a boost dice? Which is a little blue dice that has 50-50 odds of giving you advantage or nothing, or a success and an advantage. It's basically just,
You,
it's not an overwhelming boost, but sometimes it can save your butt.
you never told us we could do that. That's why we've never done
Well,
it.
Oh, too bad we don't have the prostitute. 59 through 60 is lustful.
is it really prostitution or just OnlyFans with tipping?
It is hard to tell, really. No, it is. I can be obese. That's a good plan.
Obese and lustful.
81, sexy. And I like how they put out the character may not necessarily be good looking, but there's just something about the way he moves. Because you know there's totally going to be a ghoul that takes that and everybody cringes. Or you
The
get that
world's
one
sexiest
ghoul.
robot.
That one ghoul that wears a veil over half their face.
Mhm.
You got sexy eyes. The rest of your face looks like you ate a shotgun, but you got sexy eyes. Some of the flaws are a bit much though.
Yeah, some of the flaws were very entertaining.
And of course, with the merit and flaws, you can pick. You don't have to roll. I mean, if you want to roll, you can by all means roll, but some of them can be quite harsh.
Yeah,
I rolled and I thought it was quite funny.
I picked mine, so.
I mean, I would hate to have a fighter who's got faint of heart. Anytime you witness a gruesome scene, make a discipline check.
I'd be fine. I have high discipline.
Okay, so you have to pick a merit and a flaw.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's really an amazing. I forgot about my special. It was a intellectual human, brilliant. Once per session, your character may spend a story point as an incidental. If they do so during the next check they make during that turn, you count their ranks in the skill being used as equal to their intellect.
Yep,
Nice.
that's a scary one.
What is a maneuver? I can do extra maneuvers.
So on your turn, it's like D&D. You've got 3 things that you can do. You can do incidentals, which are basically like you flick a button, you shout out an order, something quick and easy. You've got a maneuver, so you can either move or do something with that maneuver, like pull a
Draw
weapon
a
out
weapon if you
or
don't have quick draw.
get up off the
Aim.
ground. Aim is always a class one. If you're not doing something, you should be aiming at the very least. And then you have your action, which is pretty much any skill. So an attack, a skill. You can also downgrade your action to a second maneuver. But
Yeah,
on
so
your
so
turn,
every turn you get one maneuver and one action, and so
Yep.
you can forego your action for a second maneuver.
Okay, so I can get myself 2 extra maneuvers.
Yes, the normal restriction is that you can never have more than 2 maneuvers in a turn, but your
Got it.
human thing, you can just go, nah, I'm going to ignore that this turn.
Yeah.
And
So when
one-
you, sorry,
oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, so you got the action, maneuver, and then incidental, but you can take 2 strain to take a second maneuver
It's true. And still have the action.
and still have your action.
Got it.
And
So
I'll
you can-
totally
So
give you
strain's
an
a
idea.
spendable resource.
Yeah, strain is a resource you give and get back constantly because you can spend
Yes.
1 advantage to get 1 strain back, and there's no limit of how many you can spend that way.
Right.
And as a gunslinger Western type, I'll totally share you the Star Wars gunslinger career tree because that'll show you all of the talents that
I'd
you
like
want.
to see that, but I might want to pick if I'm a lazy
Because there's nothing
It's got
cooler
some good
than
talents.
the quick draw, which instead of a maneuver to pull your gun out, it lets you pull 1 weapon out as an incidental.
Nice.
And if you take it twice, then you pull 2 guns out as an incidental.
Thinking a good flaw would be black and white, given that I've only ever seen cowboy.
In black and white.
Black or
Literally
white
black and
hat,
white.
which one are you? That's how you
Exactly.
tell the difference. There's no gray cowboys in the West.
Gonna skin that. I assume, I guess because everything is sort of 50s themed, we never made it to the revision of the Western, right? So
Nope.
Yep.
I doubt that any of those. Yeah.
You never
Blazing
got
Saddles
to the
never
spaghetti
came out.
Western.
Yeah. No, it's all Stone Cold serious. That's like, yeah, nice.
Well,
We
spaghetti.
didn't even get Bonanza.
Oh no, nope. Nice. Everything's in the 50s. Cool. Anything else we need to wrap up, or?
Is there anything you do or do not want in this universe?
Ancient prostitutes.
Anything that
I don't think we can really stop that.
Anything that could hinder us. I just don't enjoy that in a game. So I just want continuous success followed by success with very little effort on any
Yeah,
of
I
it.
want us to roll over all of
I
our
want to be
enemies.
completely checked out and high as fuck the entire session. And
then you
gonna
all
be-
wake up in the cave realizing it's one of those
Exactly.
carbon monoxide death caves.
Oh,
And you've
Jesus.
just been
Such
passed
a
out.
blinding headache.
I have a real distaste of nuclear fallout, so I would
Yeah,
really
exactly.
appreciate if this game, could really skirt around the edges of that.
These
Mutations.
Brotherhood guys,
Yeah.
they
Me
seem
out a
kind of
little
like
bit.
bad guys too. So let's leave.
Yeah,
that.
we don't like mutants in
No,
this. Can we just remove mutants from the setting?
Yeah.
And
I just-
instantly, 2
Well,
people have
you
left the
you
game.
seem normal to you, so you're not really like
Right.
everybody else.
Yeah,
is.
you're not a mutant.
You're the
Why
mutants.
is everybody in this cave so small? They're really
Yeah,
tiny.
you're
Right.
yeah,
And
you're
what's
the
with that
strange
dumb
one too.
thing they're all wearing? That's definitely not a tie. Why do they all think it's a tie?
They're
You're just all pretending? What's going on here?
they
Am I
got such
seeing things?
fragile, white, pale skin. Like, what's wrong with them?
They seem healthy.
What the hell's that on their back? Do they think they have feathers or something?
What the fuck is
What
that?
the fuck is that?
Yeah, I do like the idea that they're continuously unclear on which side is the mutant side.
I mean, one intelligence.
Yeah.
It was never made clear to us.
It's
All
not
that
their
muscle
fault. They
and
get
no
confused
intelligence.
easily.
Exactly. All you tiny white people look the same to me.
That's racist. That's Boston.
Wow, you didn't take a beautiful beatdown, Joseph?
I considered it. I really did, but I went
All
with
combat checks against you deal 1 less damage.
Because you're just so buff.
I'm so buff that I have plenty of soak. I don't really need it. I took Warrior Instincts for +1 success to all initiative checks for rank, and
Nice.
Painful Blow because.
Oh,
Duh.
that's a good one. Yeah.
'Cause if you're beating
Yeah, I do
them, you
remember
want
that
to make
about
sure they
Genesys,
feel
so-
it.
Oh, Kim resistance. All right, a blue against addiction for Kim's.
Yep.
All right.
And one thing with NPCs in the game is you have 3 tiers, which is minions, which it's a group of them fight as one group. So like a group of stormtroopers shoot at once, or a group of feral ghouls would attack you as a group of like usually no more than 4, because if you attack with minion groups higher than that number, that's being a jerk, because they actually have a really decent dice pool at that. And basically the way minions work is they start with green dice and anything they can do, and for every extra ghoul it becomes a skill up. So you want to thin those numbers down really quick, because numbers can team up on you and start building up really quick and be effective, as opposed to being just minions you put down really easy. And they die really easy. Most minions have, just a handful of hit points and for wounds. And then you have the rivals, which are mostly equal to a player. They just don't have all the cool talents and stuff like that. Then you've got the nemesis, which is a big boss character. And in Genesys, they have the new Nemesis rule, because people realized Nemesis would get beat up on by 5 guys.
Yeah, there's an action economy issue.
Exactly, yeah. And they're basically getting screwed on action economy, because if they get 2 attacks, and maybe that's it for their whole life cycle. So at the end of the initiative, they get another, option to do something, so that way they have some cool stuff. As I totally call it, the D&D layer actions is totally where I think, the RPG synergy happened there. It's the same kind of deal. As well as usually, until you guys get like ridiculous high experience, when you're earning 20 experience roughly every game session, 25 if you're accomplishing big damn goals, you build up experience really quick. And thankfully, there's not a lot of vehicle combat in Fallout, because vehicles they're out there. It's just hard to find a gearhead.
We need to find
say, don't worry, we'll have one
that can put something together,
We'll get one running, trust me.
And factions. I mean, I'll totally keep a faction chart on the group and on a handout in the group, letting you know which factions you have faction with.
Nice.
Once you've earned it. And just remember that a lot of people you can totally talk to. Part of the Fallout series games is you can always try to convince someone to not be a dick,
Right.
Or you can just unleash one of your super mutants on them. There's always options out there. Whether you succeed at the dice roll against it, that could totally be a thing.
Or you use coercion and get 2 blue because of with your coercion, you're threatening 2 mutants as your backup.
They are my goon squad.
Trust me, you don't want me to unleash them on you.
I'm protecting you from them.
Right?
It's only me that stands between.
Why do I feel like the word them has 3 sets of parentheses around it?
I really hadn't looked at the talents yet, since I didn't have experience for it. So, but I love it. Some of the stuff like Coyote style, use brawn checks instead of willpower for coercion checks. That's awesome. Or frickin' Deathclaw. That one's awesome. When you inflict critical injury, your opponent bleeds for 2 turns. I mean, it's awesome.
You leave grievous wounds on people.
And then there's the one that's all about just knocking them over.
Yeah, etymologist, blue to your combat checks against insects.
Makes sense.
Yeah. What you'll want to get eventually will be extra ammo talent, which is cannot run out of ammunition on a failure or 3
threat.
3 threat
or despair.
Yeah.
And basically that just means you now have a bandolier of extra shells, or your belt is now got belt bullet loops.
Alternatively, you could spend just a little bit of money and just carry around an extra reload.
That's never a bad thing.
But that can always go too, so.
Yeah, but you're not going to have 2 spares in a row.
Why not have...
you haven't seen me roll yet.
I think we've had that happen.
Don't tell me what I can't do.
We have had the Vulcan laser cannon run out of ammo a few times.
I mean, that was Raymond.
Right? Ghost steps, though your movement sounds to originate from other location. That's awesome.
See,
Raymond
that
also
one's
had his
nice
sword
if
run
you
out of
fail.
ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Twice in one session.
and there will be mini missions to, like say when you go to a place for the first time, there's totally going to be opportunities to make friends. There's always going to be an option of endearing yourself somehow to every group you meet, except for maybe feral ghouls, because they just
I
want
always
to eat you.
wanted a friend.
Well, you're going to have 2 little friends soon. And
They're
whatever,
like little dolls.
Curious.
And whatever ancient is.
They're tiny mini people.
They're like little dolls. Now kiss.
They're so friendly. So friendly. Why is that one coughing up blood? That doesn't seem normal.
There's the skill. I need lead belly. Add blue to resist the effects of radiation from radioactive food and water.
That totally means you're that mechanic in your vault next to the reactor that uses the cooling tank to actually make his tea because the water comes out so nice and warm.
All right.
Don't mind the mild radiation on it.
He's building up toughness.
He's coughing up blood. That's weird. That's the wrong end for the blood.
That does not seem right. Yeah.
That's not the right end for blood to be coming out of.
Who knew when he changes the air filters, it's got rayon in it, and it clicks the Geiger counter every time.
What the hell? Mole rat style? Combat checks against you add a black and a blue against some opponents. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie, guys. I'm going to work on my character sheet. I'll share it all with
right.
you on Skype when I'm ready. I'm going to go get some snacks. If you could, Jim, doesn't need to be now, but send that cool talent thing you were talking about. Rather somebody else figure it out for me. I'm excited.
Okay,
So,
you guys got it.
Next Friday, right? Next Friday?
Not next
hopefully.
Friday, but
Every
the Friday
other-
after that.
Afterwards. Excellent.
The
Well, that'll
biweekly
give me
Friday.
2 weeks. I'll try to get mine done in a week, though, so you guys can look at it and say, what the fuck were you thinking?
Let me check something real quick. I just want to make sure we have an option.
Can't put 12 into 1. It just isn't that.
Make sure we're missing Wawa WestCon. So we got
Oh, yeah, you got Wawa WestCon coming up.
Yep. So we will miss Wawa WestCon. So the 9th and the 23rd are the next session 1 and session 2.
All right.
What are we looking at?
The 9th, I may actually be in Tucson.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta cut out, guys. I'll catch you all 2 weeks.
All right.
2 weeks. Bye.
Yeah.
Very excited.
All right. Later, guys.
Scary.
Have fun storming the castle.
So wait, what are you saying? When's your Tuscon or whatever?
Wawa WestCon. That is February the 29th, March 1st, March 2nd, and March 3rd.
Okay. So it's an off.
So it's off week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's an off week. So I just wanted to make sure on that one.
Okay, so we're looking 9th and the 23rd. 23rd, we'll see how I feel, but I plan to play. But that day, at some point, I don't have a time yet. I'm having my sinus procedures done, so it's depending on how I feel.
So that's
gonna be.
If you do play, you're gonna be sounding like this when you're talking.
Well, I don't know because they're gonna open up my sinuses from 80% restriction to who knows how much more airflow.
When was the last time you actually breathed through your nose?
Oof.
Well, I mean, I do, but it's like breathing through
Whistling.
a straw. I mean, I literally can feel like it's, like restricted airflow with 80% restriction. So, and that's been since like I got out of the Marine Corps. So, like 80, 93, pretty much since I've been able to actually breathe normal.
Oh man, CS training must have been a bitch.
So, well, it's all that shit in the Gulf. All that crap we were breathing in the sand and all the shit in the sand. And so, yeah. So they're going to go in, run thing up, blow up balloons, and shove everything open bigger.
Probably clear out some stuff that's been there since the 90s.
Right? Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, still probably got sand particulates because it was so fine over there.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they wouldn't even let us bring sand back as a souvenir. So, like, oh no, there might be stuff in the sand. Like, well, wait a minute. We can't take it back because there might be stuff in the sand, but we've been breathing this shit. Like, thanks. And when I went to the VA, going, hey, I got like issues with my sinuses, and I never had that before, and they were like, at 25 or something, they're like, oh, well, you're just getting older. Like, really?
No.
And then 28 years later, they're like, oh, by the way, sinusitis, rhinitis, and asthma are presumptive conditions for the Gulf. Like, really?
Science has proven there was a problem.
It took 28 years for you to realize that. I could have told you.
Anyway, yeah, so the 9th, there's a chance I'll be in Tucson at the time, so
Cool.
I don't know if Gary is a Tucson local or not.
Gary is local in town too.
So maybe we can look at doing an in-person game if
Holy
I am there.
shit, what's that mean?
I know. When was the last time we did that?
And I got to figure out the dice on my own.
Do we have enough dice for a group this size?
I have 4 sets.
I have my own. So, yeah. I got a couple. So, we got the dice.
Artemis is very proud. He has 3 sets by himself.
Damn.
So.
Hey,
it's so nice having them be back in print.
Yep,
yes.
They are back in print, and if you need them, just Google Galaxy Dice. There's
a
really cool, clear copy of a company that's making their own resin dice.
Yeah,
yep, I do
kind
have
of want
a set of those. Yeah, I have 4 FFG ones, and then I have 1 of the Galaxy of Dice.
Yeah, I keep looking and go, but we don't play live, so. But then it's like,
but it's pretty dice.
I know,
Pretty dice.
I know, it's that addiction. You know, if you only have 1 set of dice, you're not a real gamer.
I bought Kelly a Galaxy set, and I bought me a Galaxy set, and it's nice just to put a light underneath them, and they're all sparkles. Because I know if I bought one for just me, she'd be stealing them any second, so I figured just throw one at her.
Oh, yeah.
And they do come in a really cool tube, by the way. You know, it's almost like a messenger tube.
Aww.
So
are they
back in really nice.
Do they have them on Amazon, or do you go through their?
You have to go directly through their website.
Yeah,
through their website. Okay, because I see Galaxy Dice on.
I know some game stores also
Amazon.
Carry them because I got them at a game store.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. In Atlanta.
Yeah, they do bulk deals and stuff for stores, which is cool.
I don't see their own site. I keep seeing Galaxy Dice sold through everybody else, like Etsy and stuff.
Let's see, and we have Starcana tomorrow night, right?
Yep. Session 1 for Starcana.
Yay. Cool. Sounds like a wiener.
Talia actually answered you on what they're going to be playing.
Oh. Let me pull up. I was not into Facebook right now. Let's see.
Who answered where? Who what?
Our 5th player for Starcana.
Yeah. What's she doing?
Yeah, I don't know what they're playing.
Oh. Because we did everything else, right?
Yeah.
Everybody else
we did a session 0 for the rest of us.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I got to bug Anea.
Okay. Cute.
She's supposed to do it tonight for 100% sure, but I'll bug her tomorrow. Make sure she has a character in there. Or Talia. Cool. I think that's the Talia's in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anea used to be in the Saturday night game.
Then Twilight Dream next week.
Yep. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to bounce out to go get me some dinner.
All right.
Y'all have a good one.
Stir fry.
Take care.
For me.
You too. Eric, it's nice hearing your voice again. It's been a while.
As we'll just call you guys the Mutant Brothers.
Right.
It's going to be incredibly unhinged, like every other time Eric and I play together.
Well, it's an interesting it's a definitely different direction from his bartender. So who was absolutely like non-combat completely.
I mean, that's very different from his priest of tentacly flames.
This is true.
From
Nobody
the
got
steampunk
tentacles in the
game. Good
West.
lord. That was a hell of a steampunk game.
All right, guys.
All right.
All right,
Adios.
later,
Bye-bye.
guys.